What's up, guys? Back in the garage. You already know what it is with the 50F, aka how to swap a 4-stroke to a true stroke, aka the fastest Yamaha Zuma 50F ever. So today we'll be working on the dash. We're gonna be taking all this stuff apart, figuring out where all this wiring goes, and try to match it up to the 2002 2-stroke harness. After that, we'll try to hop into the gas tank, or we'll hop into the motor and even put a carburetor on it and potentially even start this thing up, because this thing is dangerously close to starting up. We have spark. We confirmed that in the last video. If you didn't check out the last 2 videos, definitely check that out. On 1, putting the motor in, that was cool. 2, the wiring, a little technical, but I gave you the whole blueprint. Recreate this, make the fastest Yamaha Zuma 50F for yourself. And then actually let's just hop into this thing, because I can't wait anymore. This thing has to be finished. All right, let's see what we got here. It looks like it's a couple Phillips screws. Let's take these off. All right, so now it's off. I really don't have to take anything else apart. I just need to look at the wires so I can figure out what wire goes to where. Alright guys, I think I figured out all the wiring, so I'm going to try to go through it pretty quickly so you guys can understand. So the black, brown, and green is going to match up to the 2-stroke harness, black, brown, and green. Alright, so from there we're going to go to these wires right here. The baby blue, or the light blue one, is going to be your check engine, is going to be your check engine light, I'm sorry. This is your check engine light. The green with the white stripe is going to be your temperature sensor gauge. This black with the green stripe along with the yellow one right here is going to be your high beams light, to let you know that your high beams are on. And these 2 last ones right here are going to be your signal lights. And then you have this separate plug that does not it doesn't even go with the 2-stroke harness, so I don't think we're gonna need this one at all. So we'll just leave that one aside for now. So we're gonna chop all this up. We're gonna start lining it up to this one, and then I'll give you the pinout on the factory 2002 one and tell you which ones go to where. All right, so when we come to the Zuma harness, the 2002 2-stroke harness, the blue one is going to be the illumination on just like the light bulbs. But as I look on the 50F one, it looks like everything is powered from, excuse me, everything's powered from this brown one. So maybe we won't have to hook that up. So I'm gonna leave that one alone for now. This gray one right here is your oil level. We're not going to hook that up either. Then we go into this harness. The brown, green, and black wire are all going to match up to the brown, green, and black wire on the 50F. And then we're just left with this purple one. Then we're just left with this purple one, which is your signal lights. So the dark green and the purple are your signal lights. Oh, look at, I found a plug. That's one right there. Maybe I can find another plug right here. Stand by. Alright guys, so we got a carburetor. This is a stock carburetor off of 2004, I believe. And it has the throttle body mod. So it opens up the throttle mod. So the thing slides up all the way now. So we're gonna be slapping this one on, little stock setup, and we'll be using a new set of cables, because these stock cables do not work with this one. So you got to change the cables. So we got a set of cables right here. We're gonna be swapping this thing out, and then we should be golden. I'll get a spark plug, and then maybe I'll just pour some gas in it just to hear it crank and start up. Actually, we'll find an exhaust. I know I got a couple exhausts around here too, so we'll throw exhaust on it too, so it's not killing my ears. So let's get to it. Look at that. It's like they knew we were gonna do this. All that stuff matches 100%. There's no issues there. So this is our first issue. We're trying to put this on, and looks like it's hitting that bracket right there that we don't even need anyway. So maybe I'll bend it up for now, and then maybe I'll just cut it off later. So let's do that. Yeah guys, look at it, the carburetor is officially on. That looks sweet. Fits in there like a glove. It's real snug in there, but it's in there. Hey, just had to bend this tab up right here. This one had to bend up, but I'm probably gonna end up cutting that one off. All the throttle stuff went together like butter. Like Yamaha knew that we were going to make this the world's fastest 50F ever, and just made everything super simple for us. Everything's just plugging in. Everything's going super smooth right now. And the best part about this too is I was noticing that there's this big hump in the back of this mount. So if we go rear facing carb, that'll be badass if we can like sneak it through there. That'll be sick. But I was looking at the stock air box, and this is not going to work. I just don't have the clearance to get this stuff in there. So we're probably gonna have to make something work with that. Get either another one or even just go with like a pod filter. And yeah, then this thing's rocking and rolling. Let's throw exhaust on this thing so we can get this thing started. We'll throw some gas in here. It probably won't run long, but hopefully it will run. We'll throw some gas in it, and then we'll start this thing up. All right guys, let's throw this exhaust on. Do I have bolts in there? I do. Look at that. Uh-oh, that's not looking good. Uh-oh, that's not looking good at all. No. All right, this might be a problem, guys. Yeah, that is Allen key. That thing is toast. Hey, listen, I'm not even gonna fight with this thing. I'm just gonna pull the head off, and maybe we could take it off while it's off of the actual bike. I'll replace the gaskets, and then we'll send it. Nothing crazy, just a little couple taps. Right there, tap on it and pull it a little bit, and it comes right out. You just put that on dry, and then put that on. Alright guys, so now the head is officially installed. So we're gonna go on and put on the exhaust, and then bolt that thing up, and then we'll be one step closer to starting the world's fastest 50F ever up for its first time. Now that we have a head that's not stripped out, we can go on and put in our exhaust. All right, found my 10 mil. Start tightening these bolts up. So the exhaust is officially installed. So we'll go on to, uh-oh, I don't know why these were loose. All right guys, we got a spark plug off my liquid cooled bike because I couldn't find anything, but look at that burn, that's perfect, man. We're gonna run this inside of the 50F bike. Put a battery on this thing and start this thing up. All right guys, so I've been stealing parts off the liquid cooled Zuma, and I just stole this Kickstart cover because I tried to crank it and it seems like the start is very weak on this bike. So instead of replacing the starter, we're just going to throw the Kickstart on there and see if this thing will kick like that. We'll pour some gas in the carburetor, and hopefully this thing fires up, and then we'll start working. And we'll just pour some gas directly inside of there with the funnel. That should be plenty. Actually, that might have been a little too much. Whoa! Definitely a little too much. All right, now I'm going to close the throttle. Okay, turn the key on. Now we got some spark. Might have to get up on the table, guys. It started. Let's put some more gas in this thing. All right, guys, listen, I know you guys heard it. It started for a second, but I know for a fact the problem is the fuel delivery issue. So let's work on the gas tank and try to get this gas going from the tank upstream to the carburetor. This right here is one of the fuel pumps. A lot of the GY6 guys use this because they have bottom mount gas tanks and it pushes the gas uphill. So this one runs off a vacuum pulse. All right, so this one right here is a cheaper version of the Mikuni one. Pretty much it only flows one direction. The gas comes in this way, it comes out of that way. The vacuum pulse pumps it. So what we're gonna try to do is put some lines on there, see if we can get this thing to even work. And then if it does, then I'll hook it up to the vacuum of the bike and see if it. All right, so a quick little test. This is the inlet, this is the outlet. This is the vacuum source. I'm going to mimic the vacuum source by doing it manually. And as you can see, that's pumping in there nicely. So I think this one's going to work, to be honest. So let's wire this up. Let's hook this up to the bike and see if we can make this thing work. All right, so I got a little rudimentary setup. This is just a little 2-stroke gas in the cup. This is the line with the float bulbs. I can see the gas coming in and it's going right to the carburetor. I'm gonna prime the system and then I'm gonna hook the vacuum line up to the actual bike and then try to start this thing. All right, the system's primed. Hook the vacuum line up. Gonna hop back up here and try to start this thing. Make sure the key's on the on position. All right, let's get it. It's working. It's on. The fastest 50F ever. Listen, man, we got smoked out, but listen, that was the first start on this unknown motor. That thing started right up with that new fuel pump. I'm super excited. This is gonna be dope. This is gonna be dope. You know what? Let's just take this whole thing off. Let's see, actually, let's see if we can make this thing work. Take this apart, make this. Let's see if we can pop these hoses off and make it so we can stick just a regular fuel line in there and make this thing carburetor friendly. Look at guys, I'm giving you guys the blueprint yet again. This is becoming easier and easier. All right, so check it out. this is the fuel pump for the bike. I popped it off of there. There's a couple clips. It's a little bit of a pain to get it off, but you can get it off. And then there is a nipple where the fuel pump pushes out the fuel into the larger line that all clips in. So what I did was just find the hose, put it on there, got a nice little clamp, and it fits like a dream. Get a hose long enough where it goes onto the bottom of the gas tank and you should be all set. This should work theoretically. And we still got the factory gas tank, factory location, didn't have to modify anything. Look at that, that's all it is. All right guys, we just lowered the bike, got it hooked up to the factory gas tank. I just primed the system. There's gas in the carburetor now. Now I'm going to flip the switch, power's on, and try to kick it and see if it'll start up with this gas tank right here. Look at this thing starting first kick. Crazy. You guys see it on the factory gas tank. Give you guys the blueprint. All right, so while this is idling, I'm gonna try to keep it on. I'm gonna see if I can find the correct pinouts to get this dash illuminated. High beam signal light. We don't need that no more. We don't need that no more. But we don't have a gas gauge, so we'll figure something out later on in the future with that. But look at it's running with the pump. Everything's working nice. Just go over it. Oh, before I forget, to get that headlight to work, you have to splice into the harness, because on the bug eyes there's an extra plug that comes off of the handlebar that goes into this wire right here. So all I did was just splice from the green and yellow, which is the headlight, into the green to the yellow wire on the dash, and then the black wire I ran into the ground. So that's why the high beam switch works. But everything else is hooked up. I tidied up all these wires, soldered them all up together. Everything's working 100%. I'm just gonna clean this thing up a little bit, probably throw the seat on it and put some air in the back tire, and probably take this thing out for its first ride. There we go. And then she dies. You guys saw it. We just went on the first test drive with the fastest 50F ever. So this thing just did 40 miles per hour out the box. I'm impressed with that. I'm happy with it. But we're definitely having an issue with this this vacuum pump. It's not keeping up top end. It doesn't like to be wide open throttle for too long, as it feels like it's gonna die, or sometimes it did die. So we're definitely fixed that issue. I don't know if I'm gonna run the electric pump. I don't know if I'm going to put another pump in the gas tank in the back, because we definitely have a bunch of room back there now. All this stuff can be eliminated. So who knows? Maybe we'll run another gas tank back there, but if you didn't watch the other 2 videos, definitely check that out. The motor install, how to install this thing, how to wire this thing up. We got the rest of the wire finished up in this video too. And this is great, man. I'm super excited. I'm pumped. I know you guys are too. So keep watching, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.